Yesterday, the first thing that y'all may have skipped, guys, is when I went over this stuff this day and showing you all your things here, there was an important information that's in your book. Look in your book, it's in 55, 56, somewhere right in there. It talks about the identity matrix. Look up here. How to find the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix. You're going to have to do that by hand. How to find the inverse of a 3 by 3 matrix. You're going to have to do that by hand. That's number 3 on the review that you got. Okay. Here is those problems that we did yesterday. Yesterday we did those 3 problems from Tuesday's worksheet, where you had the big table and you set it up and you did matrices. Here's doing a 3 by 3 matrix. If you watch the first video on the go to my web page again, I'll post it up. It'll be on the first playlist. It's me talking through all those. This is where we used a 3 by 3 matrix to find the area of a triangle. This is solving using matrices, guys. This is a pretty cool little page right here. I don't think that we're all quite 100% aware of this. Look, to find the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix, you create a coefficient matrix. You create a coefficient matrix from the coefficients here, so that's 1, -4, -2, 5, and then you make an antimatrix out of B, 10, -11. I got 10, -11 here. Then it's just a matter of typing into your calculator A inverse B. If you notice, guys, look, C inverse D and E inverse F, so I can just keep the equations going. Again, if you need some more help on this, it'll be on the first video. I made that this morning during first period. That's solving using matrices. Guys, you have to remember A inverse B. The first thing I did this morning, the second thing I did this morning during first period, I went over the no calculator part of your test. Get that out. Because I know we need to talk about it, because I'm listening to you guys work through it. And I know some of you are struggling with this part right here. Again, for some reason or another, we've forgotten that matrix. The first thing you want to do is write your dimension statement. So when I did B times A, I wrote my dimension statement, and I end up with this row times what? Oh. That's right. So if I did this row right here, this red row, I times it by the B column. So I take 1, -5, the A column, and I times it by A, 3, 2. And then you do the sum of the products. Okay, so you take row in B, when it's written like this, you take the rows in B and multiply them by the columns in A. Now, when you try it the other way around, look at this. When you try to do A times B, guys, it doesn't work. Because when you try to take the rows in A and multiply it by the columns in B, I notice there's too many numbers. So that doesn't work. And your calculator says dimensions mismatch. This is number 1 on the no calculator part of your test. So that's what y'all worked yesterday, and I heard y'all working through it, and y'all did a good job. Again, I talked through all this stuff on that video. I'm trying to get to the part 2. Okay, here's me multiplying these. You can check your answers right quick. If you watch that video, it's 10 minutes long. It's me talking through the whole thing. You can take tonight and kind of work through it. Here's number 3. I didn't work it this morning, but just real quick, remember using Kramer's rule. You have a denominator matrix, and that comes from your coefficients. And then it's just a matter of cross multiplying and subtracting. To find your x numerator, you replace it with 6, -22. To find your y numerator, you replace -6, 22 here. And then it's a matter of cross multiplying and subtracting. You'll get an answer. You'll get an answer for D, and you'll get an answer for x sub n, and you'll get an answer for y sub n. Okay, then all it is a matter of taking those answers, and that's why I started using the subscript of x sub n, and you put x, the answer for x sub n on the top for numerator. I put the numerator up here, so answer x sub n. Now, for those of you that are trying to check your work, too often, guys, y'all are using me as the method by which you check your work. Don't do that. Do it using your calculator and see if you get the right answer. Because if you did answer matrix for y numerator, answer matrix y denominator, I'll get the same answer. I'll take this answer up here. I'll take this answer, this x and y answer, I'll plug it into the first equation, and what should it give me? Negative 6. If I plug it into the second equation, and it should give me 22. Now, y'all are confusing making a mistake with knowing how to do it. Guys, you're doing them right as long as you set up this stuff. You're doing it right. You're just making a little add and subtracting mistake. And there's plenty of places, there's plenty of them to make a mistake. Because remember, you cross multiply and subtract. So 3 minus a negative 12, that would be very easy not to get 15 right there. It would be very easy, negative 6 minus a negative 66. It would be very easy not to get 60 right there. Okay, cross multiply, 66 minus a negative 10, or excuse me, minus, see there's a mistake. I'm just thinking about something and I forgot to put minus a negative 24, and that gives me what, 90? So it would be very easy to mess this up and not get 90 over 15, although you 100% know how to do that and get 6. You 100% know how to get 60 over 15 to get 4. But if you'll go through this process and understand the struggle is a good thing, and you plug it in, 18 minus 12, or 18 minus, I got a wrong sign somewhere. Where? Oh, y'all did, several of y'all did that on the test too. On the first test, look, that's 4. That's 4. And this is 6. So, guys, and that was 100%. That was a mistake. I just made it. But 12 minus 18 is negative 6. I caught it. I got it right. Several of y'all are getting stuff marked wrong, even though you know what you're doing, because we're not taking that extra little second right there. All right. All of that was said to get to this point right here. Look, this is our first review. It's the second part. After you do the part with your calculator. What you'll do tomorrow is you'll come in and I'll give you a page like that first page. Remember, on the back of that page, there's some bonus questions. Okay, on the back of that page, there's bonus questions that have variables on them. But this page, you will have a calculator on your desk right now. The calculator's on your desk. I have the other part. You'll take these 8 questions, I'll give you that back, and you'll staple it all together. Got the idea? All right, so anyway, it says, write the matrix that represents this system. Guys, take and write the matrix, and you'd write it from your coefficients. So just get your coefficients, 5, negative 6, 8. Look, x is 1.4. The y term is missing. Since the y term is missing, write a 0. Look, the z term, 6. Look, something's missing. There's no x term, so you got to put a 0. There's a y term, minus 4y and 2z. So all of these are my these are all my x coefficients. These are all my y coefficients. These are all my z coefficients. That's matrix A. Now matrix B is the answers, 7, 9, and 1. Look, write the matrix equation that represents the system of equations. So the matrix, the equation that represents that is A inverse B. Guys, I'm expecting to see that. I'm expecting to see that, right? All that right there. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for B equals. I'm looking for that. What entry is that? What does that say? What entry is that? M15? Does that say M15? No, it doesn't say M15. It says M, row 1, column 5. So this says M, row 1, column 5, because it's always row by column. So row 1, column 5 is the number 0. Here, take this one. Get it right. I'm trying every way in the world. Matrix is a 4 by 1 times 1 by 6. Can you do it? Why? These numbers are the same. You can do it. If those numbers are not the same, you can't do it. And then the answer of your matrix is 4 by 6. Question number 2, I'm trying to go here, get this right. Give the dimensions of the following matrix. What comes first? 2 rows, 3 columns. Another one, I'm trying just to say here, get it right. Guys, after this chapter, if ever again as a mathematician you miss a 2 by 2 matrix or a 3 by 3 matrix, it will be because you chose to miss it. Because, guys, you should never miss another one. Because you can always make matrices out of it. Now, you have to be a better mathematician, though, to use that calculator. Because you really got to understand what's going on. Because sometimes when you get a calculator, you get no solution. If you get a calculator and it has no solution, there's two reasons why a matrix would have no solution. One reason is because there really is no solution and the system is inconsistent. Or the second reason it has no solution is because the system is dependent, which means it is all numbers. Remember, there's 2 reasons there. It could be the same slope, same y-intercept, that's the same line. It could be the same slope, different y-intercepts, and then those lines are parallel. When you try to work a parallel system using your calculator, it'll say no solution. When you try to work a dependent system using a calculator, it'll say no solution. So you got to be careful right there. Solve the system either using Cramer's rule or inverses. Guys, Cramer's rule takes too long to set up. If you want me to show you how to solve it using Cramer's rule and set it all up, I can do that at another time. To me, it's much quicker to do it like we just did. 2, 3, 4. 1. Look at that. -1, 5. Don't get tricked. Look where it's at. That's on the right side of the equal sign. So the first thing I can do is move it over to the left side of the equal sign, and that gives me 2, like she said. -3, 6, 0. That's matrix A. Matrix B is my answers, 7, 6, 3. Type into your calculator A inverse B, and it'll give you an answer for X, Y, and Z. Y will be the second one, it says. Z will be the third one. So just plug the numbers in and go. Shut that door for me. This one, because this, of all the problems on the whole test, this one got, didn't you come up with an answer about this one yesterday? It was that one. And we were kind of panicked on it. I mean, he came up with it, asked me, and we're looking at it going, look, it's addition, it's not multiplication. Remember, in addition, you add the same spots. You add the same spots. So 4 minus 11 equals y. If 4 minus 11 equals y, that's negative 7. Y is negative 7. When you add, look, when you add matrices, you add the same spots. So this spot plus this spot equals that spot. So it's 5x plus 2 equals 12. 5x equals 10. X is 2. Just to show you, what's negative 2 plus 6? That's what it says. Look, that's what it says. 4. You see what I'm saying? We made this one a lot harder than it is. 5 plus 5 is 10. That's just an addition problem. It's not as difficult as it seems. But you got to be careful, or you'll make it one. You'll make it a little bit more difficult. In 1976, 538 electoral votes were cast. Of these, X went to Jimmy Carter. So X is Jimmy Carter. Y is Gerald Ford. And Z is Ronald Reagan. The value of X, so what does that mean? The value of X is, what does that mean? X equals. So X equals 57 more than Y. Y plus 57. The value of Y is equals, so Y equals 239 more than Z. So Z plus 239. All right, there's 2 of my equations, but look, I have 3 unknowns. Since I have 3 unknowns, my third equation must be this one right here. 538 electoral votes. So X plus Y plus Z equals 538. So this will get changed to X minus Y. I'm just going to give you a little hint there. Equals 57. 0x plus y minus z equals 239. And then x plus y plus z equals 538. Anybody want to venture? What's matrix A?
1, -1, 0.
1, -1, 0. A little bit louder.
1,
Matrix B is 57, 239, and 538. A inverse B. There's your answer. So that my videos don't get too long here, let me stop.